I found out about Baba in 1972. Bill and Peggy Stevens had a connection with the Beloved and Bill called his sister Corinne. We're farmers, and she lived on the farm down the road. And he said, Corinne, you need to come to Myrtle Beach. I found God. So Corinne and I got on a little puddle jumper and came to Myrtle Beach. It took all day. It was a really long trip in the old days. And Darwin Shaw picked us up. He did not even remember picking us up. He picked up so many people and dug so many ditches. He certainly didn't remember that. But in those old days, we went straight to Del Ruba and Kitty and Elizabeth and Margaret, and just, what they were doing was interviewing us, but we didn't know that. We just thought it was all a wonderful time. And then the next day we went to see Jane alone for half a day. And she told her story, but I was so young and everything, it just went shh. I didn't retain it. Perhaps I was not supposed to. But the minute we came on the center, Corinne heard God say, be still and know that I am God. It took me 20 more years before I heard that as I came on center. He finally let me hear it. But we stayed in twin cabins, and at that time it was a joint kitchen, and we were up all night with first of all, the energy's so high on the center, and then we were just, first experience, we were also high on God. It was a wonderful time. Then we were there, I think, for 2 weeks. We came back again at another time for 2 weeks, and we brought, I brought my daughter Maria. She's 50 now, too. And Corinne brought her niece. And in the old days, we would take Kitty out to eat, and Bob Brown and Jim Meyer were at this place downtown, and we sat on the table right there in front of the stage, and he sang songs to Kitty and the little girls. It was such a sweet time. And I think that Jane and Bob were also doing the housekeeping at the center then, I remember Corinne, she got warm, and so she needed an air conditioner. And honey, they put an air conditioner where she was, in a little window unit, which they had to take out the minute she left. But that's the kind of love, that is at Baba's home. We went to a meeting in Nashville, which Leatrice spoke. That's Darwin Shaw's daughter. And Joe took us, to Corinne and I. And she was a beautiful speaker, a very soft voice, but you just felt the Beloved just surging through her, just so humble and beautiful. Well, she was like Darwin, And Jean. But I didn't know Jean as well. She was a little bit shyer, to me. But I wasn't at the center that much. Living 9 hours away, we didn't have close relationships. But on the way home from that trip, Corinne said to Joe, well, how did you like Leatrice? And what did you say, honey?
She sounded to me like very Bibleful to me. Sure was, because and listening to her and different ones, I began to really think there's something to Baba, and born and raised a Baptist. And the first I ever heard of Baba was actually in '56 when he was coming to New York and to visit the West in Myrtle Beach. My mother said something that, of course, I didn't pay any attention much, but she had watched television and understand, the fellow had came here that is supposedly God, and she wondered about that, of course, being a Baptist also. But that's the first time I ever heard. But it took some time to, listen to different ones talk. That I said, okay, there has to be something to Baba, and that was probably in the late '70s.
Well, the Stevens went to India, 10. It was the largest family that had been at that time. And so I went with the Stevens family. And since this was a 90, I missed Mara. I never met Mara because she died in '89. But everybody else was there and loving, and it was just welcome to my world. It was grand, marvelous. And so I was in talking to Alibi, and he took a girl named Katie and I into his bedroom. And he said, if you could have one wish in this life, what would it be? And I said that my husband would come to the beloved in this lifetime. And he did. So that was, I guess, woven it into all this. And of course, Bill and Peggy are gone now. He was an oceanographer, a lawyer, a teacher, and he taught religion. He took his whole class to India. A lot of them became Baba lovers. We were just blessed to have that beautiful connection. Of course, Roger Stevens, that's here on this trip, is his son. And he was on that trip to India. The young ones carried the older ones' suitcases. And you know how we can carry nothing now when we fly? When I went to India, I took this huge, huge bag. And then I bought all these books in India. I couldn't bring them home now. Everything is changed. But I guess that got us, didn't it?
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
And the little connections going way back.
Yeah, way back.
Yeah.
But Joe and I both feel very close to Baba now, and we get up. Bart Flick told us that he got up early in the morning and was with the beloved, and so we started getting up early in the morning. And it's a whole different world for any of you who haven't tried that, to get up early. It's a private time with the beloved.